Hello, this is Dr. Henry, and today what we're going to look at is how you can use the periodic table to write electron configurations. And what we're specifically going to look at is we're going to learn how we can write what are called the noble gas notations, or a shortcut way to writing electron configurations. So let's look at an example first. Let's look at neon and let's compare that to sodium. So before we do that, remember this is the S block, this is the D block, this is the P block, and down here we have the F block. And we won't do anything with the F block. The other thing, remember, D starts at 3 like this, so we got a couple things just to remember there. So let's look at neon. So here's neon, so we start up here, hydrogen, 1s1. Remember, we could think of helium as being moved over here, so that's 1s2, so we got 1s2, and then we go 2s1, 2s2, and then here's where neon is, so 2p1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 2p6. All right, and now let's go with sodium. So we do the same thing. So 1s1, 1s2, that's it for the first energy level. We go down here. Remember, maybe it helps if you number the periods over here. Remember, period numbers are also really just the energy levels. So sorry, get back to sodium. So 1s2, that's it for the first energy level. 2s2. And then we skip across this gap, 2p1, so we get 2p6. And then 3s1. So if you look at this, sodium is exactly the same as neon up to 2p6. So sodium is basically neon and then 3s1. So what we're going to do is you can think of it almost like if you were in math class with a variable. If neon equals 1s2, 2s2, 2p6, then we can just plug neon into this part of the electron configuration for sodium. So we would write sodium equals neon, and then we just add the n, 3s1. Now the only other thing is we put neon in brackets. So sodium is neon and then just 3s1. And this is called the noble gas notation. And the reason it's called the noble gas notation is because to do these abbreviations, the only group of elements that you can use for the abbreviated in the brackets are the noble gases. So let's do a couple examples. So the first example we're going to look at is we're going to look at iron. And so here is iron right here. So iron is in the, let's number the periods over here again. Iron is in the 4th period. So the abbreviated form, what we have to do is you have to go up 1 period and all the way to the end. So we're going to use argon to abbreviate iron. So we'll put argon in brackets right here. Now, the question is, why don't we just go to the end, and why don't we use krypton to abbreviate iron? Well, if you look, krypton has atomic number of 36. It's got 36 electrons. It's got more electrons than iron has. So we can't use something that has more electrons to abbreviate for iron. So the key is that you have to go up 1 period and to the end. And remember, the only group that we can use for these abbreviations are noble gases, and that is group 18. So we're going to say iron is the same up to argon, and that's really just saying 1s2, 2s2, 2p6, 3s2, 3p6. Now, so from argon, we have to read the rest of this. So we have this right here, so that's 4s1, 4s2. And then remember that D starts at 3. So 3D1, 3D2, 3D3, 4, 5, 3D6. So there is our noble gas notation for iron. All right, so let's try one that's a little shorter. And it really won't save you much space, but let's try nitrogen. So here's nitrogen right here. So it's in the second period, so it's got 2 energy levels. So we go up 1 and we go over, and we're going to use helium as our abbreviation. So helium goes in brackets. Make sure it's brackets, not parentheses. So we need to go from helium to nitrogen. So after helium, we have 2s1, 2s2, and then 2p1, 2p2, 2p3. So it really doesn't save us a lot of time for nitrogen, but that's all right. All right, let's look at one that it will save us a lot of time with. And let's go, how about let's do antimony, atomic number 51. And I'm going to write antimony down here. So let's see, here's antimony. It's in the 5th period, so antimony has 5 energy levels. So we're going to go up into the end, and for this one we're going to use krypton. So, and the reason we use the noble gases is this is basically, when we use krypton, it's got 4 full energy levels. So antimony has the first 4 energy levels completely filled, and then we're going to look at whatever energy level it's in to do the rest of it. So there's krypton. We got to read this down to antimony. So after krypton, we have 5s2. And then here starts D, but remember it's 1 behind. So after 5s, we have 4d10, because remember the D block ends right here. This is the P block. And then after 4d, remember once again this starts at 5p. So 5p1, 5p2, 5p3. All right, so that's 3 examples of this. Hopefully that helps. And if you need more help, send me an email. I can do another video, or you can come in and get some extra help before or after school, or maybe even during lunch. Thank you.